look where we are. Man, I am so glad I decided to go just that little bit further west. This is basically what you imagine when you think of the Outback. It gets gradually drier as you head inland from the east coast, which is, you know, nice, green and lush. Now heading further west from Cunnamulla, that's when it pretty much turns into a proper hot desert climate. All along the road it's unfenced. We're literally in the middle of nowhere, no reception. I'm just having a look. It said what's the name of it? I forgot the name already. Lake Bindagolly. Yes, we're right next to Lake Bindagolly National Park. Waterbirds of Lake Bindagolly. When water arrives in the lake, so do the birds. Australasian grebes, stilts, pink-eared ducks, grey teal and dotterels are usually the first water birds to arrive, attracted by the diverse invertebrates such as shrimps, yabbies and insects which explode in numbers, and the fish and aquatic plants develop as the lakes refill. These birds are followed by spoonbills and these flies, man. We're in the middle, we're at the end of winter now, and oh man, look at these flies. It is just, yeah, definitely as we've been heading kind of mile, the flies were noticeable, and man, out here it is very, very noticeable. We're definitely in the desert now. This is all completely unplanned. Yeah, let's just go see what we can find, eh? I want to go and see this lake. There's a few options. There's like a rest area you can get to, a bird watching area, or you can do the whole loop, which is 9-point-something kilometers. Ideally I'd like to do the whole loop, although we'll see how it goes. I've got my backpack with me. I've got some water, very important, of course. And yeah, it's currently a bit past 1 PM, so it is the hottest part of the day. We're at the end of winter now. It's currently 25 degrees according to my car thermometer. So yeah, it does feel warm out. It's not too bad. We have a bit of a breeze, thankfully, but yeah, there's really not much shade at all, as you can see. So yeah, really any other part of the year it would be inadvisable to be out here hiking like this, and in summer it would be downright dangerous. I would not want to be out here in 40, 45 degrees, or potentially even hotter. It's, yeah, whew. But yeah, this is completely foreign to me. I have never been in a desert in my life, never really even a semi-arid region. Like, yeah, as I said, we've continued to head westwards. It's getting drier from humid subtropical, this hot semi-arid climate, and now we're definitely in, you know, a hot desert. We're officially in, you know, the proper Outback Queensland. And yeah, when we do end up heading back, we'll go via far west New South Wales. I won't spoil that whole part yet, but man, I'm so glad I chose to come that little bit further west, because we've been able to find what is essentially just the tip of the Outback. And yeah, stumble upon a random national park, able to get a hike in. I've not done a proper hike yet. Yeah, you can drive up a little bit on here, make it a bit shorter. I don't want to risk it on these roads going too far from the main road, of course. So yeah, man, these flies, like, they're like this now. Just imagine how it would be in summer. I don't even want to think. Yeah, and just a bit of a reflection on these past few days. We're on day 3 of the trip now, and I'm having a blast. I'm loving every moment of it. Like, yeah, the car camping's going well. Like, I've settled into a good routine with that. And yeah, man, just that split-second decision to come a bit further west, totally worth it. And look, I'm sure there's some people that are from overseas, or people who are in, you know, living in major cities, maybe never left, you know, the east coast, or, you know, the state capitals of each state, like, who might be just thinking about, you know, heading west and being a bit unsure about it. My advice after just these last few days is just go for it. Just go. Like, don't overthink it. You know, be sensible, plan the important things, of course, be prepared. You're going to be in a more remote region, but man, just go for it. It's an experience like no other. I can imagine some people thinking like, man, why do you want to go so far out west to all these remote, desolate regions? Like, why would you want to be out here? Like, look around, there's nothing. Well, to me, thinking about that, like looking around here, well, this is certainly not nothing. And I don't know, man, like what some people might call, you know, bleak and just desolate, there's nothing out here. I don't know, man, the more west I've gone, it's just, I've loved it all, man. Like looking around here, this is definitely a harsh land, but I find it beautiful. I do, even with these flies. And as much as I hate these flies, like, I find this beautiful. There's just something really peaceful. I don't know, man, I just feel like this is peaceful, man. Like, just there's absolutely no one else around for just many kilometers. I'm in the middle of nowhere. There's no phone reception. Like, that's another thing to be prepared for. Out here, like when you're in town, usually it's fine, you have some phone signal, but as soon as you get out of town, even just like 5-10 minutes, signal will drop out. You'll have absolutely no phone reception. So traveling around long term, I definitely find a better solution, like, you know, Starlink, and, you know, roam around with that, you know, satellite phone. Like, it's, yeah, that's definitely ideal solution. Yeah, something like that if you want to, you know, stay connected. And safety, of course, like I'm traveling here alone. Whenever I have reception, I'm always letting people back home know, you know, where I am, where I plan to go next, so on and so forth. But yeah, like if you're having any second thoughts about traveling out west or to the remote outback or remote regions, just do it, man. It's like, it's don't overthink it. Taking time to do things like this is an important part of what life is about. Having these experiences, like, you know, we're not going to be alive forever, we're not going to be young forever. Talking to especially, you know, other young people, like out here I've hardly seen any other young people at all. It's mostly been older people, you know, grey nomads traveling around. And look, I get it, you know, everyone's busy, life is busy. Like I myself, you know, I get busy as well. Like, I've got a week off work. I'm currently on uni break. So yeah, I took this week to come out here on this road trip. But yeah, man, once this break is over, I'm gonna be back in the rat race. Like yeah, final year of uni, like there's a lot going on with that, as well as at work. So yeah, I've got a lot of things coming up as well, but I'm so glad I took this time out to do this, because yeah, then I'm not gonna have time for anything like this until the end of the year, when I'm planning to go overseas on a trip to Sri Lanka. So yeah, so glad I took this opportunity while I can. Like, yeah, you just have to make the time, you just have to find the time and just get out there and do it. Like, there's nothing else to really say. Like, wow, this is just so peaceful. That breeze is nice. Yeah, I'm getting used to the flies perhaps. Even if I lived out here, I don't think I'd ever get used to the flies, man. I'd constantly be having a fly net with me. Okay. All right, bird viewing site 3.1 kilometers, or rest site 1 kilometer. So if you want to drive, you can keep going this way. Otherwise, yeah, 3.1 kilometer this way. I think we'll go bird viewing site. I'm pretty sure this is the way of the lake. If it's a bird viewing site, I'm pretty sure it would be the lake. Another thing to note, the topography out here is actually not completely flat. I mean, since leaving the Great Dividing Range heading further west, it's mostly been almost completely flat, like really going west of Goondiwindi towards St. George and then to Cunnamulla. It's pretty much been completely flat. But yeah, after leaving St. George heading towards Thargomindah, there has been slight undulation of the landscape at times. It's not completely flat. Even here, a bit of undulation. And yeah, in the distance on some parts, if you might have seen on my dash cam footage, there was actually some rocky outcrops and hills, which with some of this vegetation on the side, that looked really cool. Small hills dotted around. It's not completely flat. This is picture perfect when it comes to, yeah, outback landscapes. Outback Queensland. All right, I think I can see the lake just there. This is quite something. I feel like I'm on a completely different planet now. this is so different to the world I know. Like, I was born and raised in the city on the Gold Coast, and yeah, the Gold Coast is pretty close to Cape Byron. Now, why did I mention Cape Byron? Cape Byron is the easternmost point of the Australian continent, so pretty much not far from the Gold Coast, right? Southeast Queensland, you know, northeast New South Wales. It's pretty much as far east on the Australian continent as you can go, and that's where I was born and raised. First 21 years of my life, and 3 years ago moved out west, a few hours to the Southern Downs region where I live now. And yeah, I can remember growing up, right? I've always been fascinated by geography and just reading about history, learning about new places, and yeah, like just looking at like the map of the world, all these fascinating places. But you know, especially within Australia, because of course Australia is the country I was born and raised in. I come from a migrant background. I'm the first generation of my family that's born and raised in Australia. And yeah, man, like the Gold Coast was very familiar to me, of course, being born and raised there growing up, but I never really traveled that much until I moved out to the Southern Downs region where I live now. I never really traveled that much within Australia. I went overseas on family trips, never much within Australia. It's only really within the last few years that I became more interested, and really I should say more confident. I've always been interested in travel and seeing new places, but until these last few years I've never really had the confidence to do so. And again, like I didn't really have much time for that either, but I've had to, you know, make the time and step out of my comfort zone and yeah, just make that decision to go. So yeah, this is completely different to anywhere else that I've been, of course. And man, like I've now been across Queensland, almost the entire southern part of the state. I mean, man, Queensland is such a huge state. It's the second biggest state. For an American perspective, the state of Queensland is slightly larger than Alaska, so absolutely massive. And yeah, now I've only really traveled across the southern part of it. I've been up to Cairns, far north Queensland once, but yeah, the rest of the state I've not been there. So yeah, this is as far west as I've ever gone. Continuing to head west just a few hours, we will no longer be in Queensland. We will actually be in South Australia. Not that far actually, that you could get to Cameron's Corner, which is the tri-state border between Queensland, New South Wales and South Australia. And that's actually a place that is on my bucket list to visit. So it's not that far actually, a few hours and we could be there. I'm not going to do that on this trip. I'm not prepared for that. After Thargomindah, that's as far west as I am going to go, definitely on this trip. But man, Cameron's Corner is definitely on the agenda. And yeah, man, just look at this. In the distance here I can see some big red kangaroos. That's right, these are the giant red kangaroos, not the small eastern grey kangaroos that we have on the east coast. These are proper big red kangaroos. If you've seen videos of these massive buffed up kangaroos, it's probably the giant red ones. I'm gonna keep my distance because believe me, I don't want to mess with those fellas. No thanks. I don't see any giant males here. That would completely take me apart and destroy me. I'll keep my distance, thank you. Wow. Wow. Like, words cannot describe what I'm seeing. Small lake there, I don't know if that's part of it. I'm just following the trail, continuing on. Wow. There's a few markers here and there. It's pretty easy to stay on trail here. It's not overgrown or anything. Is that a plane? I think they're a plane. But wow, not a cloud in the sky. Yeah, this plane somewhere. Flying over the Australian continent. Cannot see it, but I can hear it. Few hills, a small plateau over there. It's not completely flat. can't see a plane, but I can imagine sound travels a very long way out here. Oh man, holy, wow. Yeah, it's like being so, ooh, that looks like a big one. Yeah, that is a big one. The big boss, perhaps. Yep, some lush green vegetation, which means we are close to water. Let's have a look, see actually. So yeah, it's mostly just barren here, absolutely nothing, parched earth, but yeah, clay, so you can imagine how it would be when there is rain. I know out here they definitely have had more rain. There's significantly more rain than average this year, but of course with days like this, it dries out very fast. Light clay, so it's mostly sparse vegetation, a few small shrubs here and there. Alright, let's not wander too far off track, shall we? Okay, I can see the lake. Oh, we're almost there. 800 meters, bird viewing site, circuit walk 5.5. Okay. I think what I'm going to do, I'll go to the bird viewing site. There's only 800 meters this way, right there, I can see it. And then we'll go back via the circuit walk. I'm not going to go back the same way. It's only going to be maybe 1.5, 2 kilometers longer to go back by the circuit walk. So I think I'll do that. I won't go back the same way. Wow. Look at this, here is the lake. And I'm sure this is a very, very good time to be here. Of course, it's winter time, so that's the best time to be here. Out hiking in these conditions, as opposed to any other time of the year. But also, given how wet it's been this year, I mean, large part of Western Queensland, I'm sure this region also had, you know, heavy rains, you know, flooding earlier on in the year. So I'm sure this has been a good year. This has been a good year. I mean, apart from the communities. So yeah, I'm sure it's very rare to see the lake like this. I'm sure there's many times where you'd come here and it would be completely dried out. So I'm sure I'm very lucky to see it like this. Wow, so I'm walking along this small dune here. Some vegetation along it. And yeah, getting closer to the lake. Wow guys, have a look at this. You can see ducks, swans, so many different types of birds. Behind there I saw some more earlier, but in the middle here, wow. Just a beautiful oasis in the middle of nowhere. Just, yeah, walking through what looks to be like such a desolate area, and then just beautiful outback oasis. Suddenly so much suddenly just teeming with life. Right. We're in between two lakes, or maybe it connects around there. Could be. Wow. Absolutely incredible. There's many black swans and hundreds of smaller birds in the middle. Sure, if I go back and look at those signs I could identify some of them. Some hoof prints here. There clearly have been some cattle here. And yeah, green algae along the edge. Wow. Stumbled onto a beautiful outback oasis. We'll go a bit further and have a look up there, and then I think that must be the end of this. This is it, man, the lake. I already forgot the name of the lake and this national park. There's just so much going through my mind right now, like absolute just sensory overload after these last few days. But yes, we've made it to the edge of what looks like a small peninsula here. So this is indeed one lake. It goes all the way over there and then loops around here, and there's the main part of it is over here. Although there seems to be a lot of birds on this side for some reason. Wow. What an absolute hidden gem. Queensland's premier outback oasis. Or one of them, I'm sure there's many others. You have black swans, little ducklings. Wow. Stood right at the edge of the lake here. I won't step any further. It looks like, I don't know, my gut feeling tells me there might be some quicksand, so we better be careful. We don't want to get stuck here. But yeah, a bunch of green algae along the edge. Man. I am so blessed to see it like this. I'm sure this is a very, very rare sight, given how dry this region often is. This year has definitely been the exception rather than the norm, weather-wise. So I'm sure if this region doesn't see any significant rainfall for weeks and months at a time, which is, well, not that uncommon, of course, being outback desert region, I'm sure it would not take long at all for this water level to get significantly lower and yeah, even completely dry up. Like I was reading on a board earlier, I think it said like 1 in 10 years this lake is completely dry, so it is by no means a permanent lake. So I am very, very lucky to see it like this. Some kangaroo paw prints. And you have the main part of the lake over there. That looks like it could be a bit treacherous, some quicksand further in here. These look like, yeah, some floodplains or mud flats that I'm on. So yeah, I'm sure there might be tricky spots of potential quicksand, so I gotta be careful. This spot up here looks a bit drier, looks okay, but yeah, the lake is definitely very, very close to capacity. Like, wow, I'm just speechless. This is absolutely incredible. Absolutely beautiful. Breathtaking nature. If there's one word I can use to describe what I'm seeing, it is freedom. Freedom, like just walking through this national park, that's like, and being in this region, the one word that comes to my mind is freedom. This is absolute unbridled freedom. Like no one else is around, not a soul in sight apart from the animals, which makes it seem very lively. No fences, no barriers, no other signs of civilization, no noise. It's just so peaceful. The beautiful breeze, beautiful picturesque sunny days. Even the flies are mostly leaving me alone at the moment. Like this is just, I feel that peace, and I feel a sense of freedom, a deep, profound sense of freedom, man. This is freedom. Okay, now I've got to go the long way back, 800 meters to that sign, and then on a 5.5 to get back. So I've done a bit of a detour. Yeah, I think it was 9.2 kilometers. I think it was a bit over 9 kilometers to do that circuit. Plus I've added 800 meters here, 800 meters back. So I'll have done over 10 kilometers by the time I get back to the car. Wow. But this was definitely worth it. So yeah man, I'll enjoy the walk back and I'll see you back at the car. I'm almost there guys, almost back at the car, the shelter. The flies are absolutely horrendous. Have a look at that behind me. It's middle of fucking winter and oh man, but I'm so glad I did this. This is all completely unplanned. I'm just buzzing at the moment. There's so much going through my mind. What's the name of this place? I've read it so many times and I keep forgetting the name of this place. Like I'm a bit of mental overload, stimulation overload. I estimate we've done about 10 kilometers, has to be more than 10 kilometers. It's been absolutely crazy. I went to the bird viewing area and then returned via that circuit that had on the signs. It said 2 options and I've done both of them. Oh, absolutely insane. Some more people here down by reading the information on all the birds. Okay, let's see what we have here. Oh boy. See, I'll show you the signs, man. So I went to I did the circuit walk. It's the same as the bird viewing site. However, instead of coming back the same way with the bird viewing site, 4.5 kilometers there, I came back via the circuit walk route. So yeah, with that 800 meter or 1.6 kilometer detour going from that split sign to the bird area and then back, plus returning, doing the whole circuit walk, it's definitely over 10 kilometers. I don't have a watch or an app or anything to tell me how long I've walked or how much calories I've burnt. I don't really care about that stuff. It's like, it doesn't really matter. I know I've walked a lot, I've burned a lot, and damn, like I have got my water with me. I've been drinking, but damn, I'm still so thirsty. I would not do this at any other time of the year. And ooh, wow, I just noticed that this looks like this fly nests. Could be fly nests. It looks almost like a hornet's nest, but I don't think there'd be hornets out there, would they? Are these for flies? What are these? Someone tell me. Lake Bindagolly, yes, okay, that's the name of it. Lake Bindagolly National Park. View across Mount Bindagolly. Lake Bindagolly National Park. Sand dunes east of the lake are clothed in a variety of Eremophila species. The lake's sharp, rocky western shoreline leads up to one of the district's highest points, known locally as Mount Bindagolly. Sparsely vegetated residual sandstone ridge. All to give a colour there. Yep. Lake Bindagolly National Park is just one of many other national parks in southwest Queensland and the corner country, where Queensland meets where Queensland meets New South Wales, South Australia and Northern Territory. So yeah man, we're in far west Queensland near the town of Thargomindah. Came from Cunnamulla today. Lake Bindagolly National Park. I'm so grateful that I could come here, see this, because some of the other national parks that I wanted to see that I read about, like Currawinya National Park and all that, it's like 4-wheel drive only. It's quite far away from the main road. I didn't want to risk that, you know, with the car, all that. So that's it man. Really, really cool things to see, things to do. Glistening water in a dry inland. It's not a mirage. The vast expanse of glistening water in the distance is Lake Bindagolly, one of a string of saltwater and freshwater lakes that form here after good rain. So of course they've had really good rain this year. Lake Bindagolly is the largest, most permanent lake and the namesake of 14,000 hectares national park, switching north from the highway. The park covers Lake Hutchinson, Tumaru and their environs, including a number of rare plants, together with several unnamed lakes on private property south of the highway. The park's lakes provide valuable feeding, resting and breeding grounds for thousands of water birds. The Guanama Lake system lies along a Thargomindah fault, a depression that runs from north to south. The depression fills with water after heavy rain in the local catchment. Each lake is separate but connected to the next when water floods the shallow areas in between water. Water normally enters the lake system from both northern and southern ends, with a general flow from north to south. But if rain falls only in the southern catchment, the system runs backwards here until water levels stabilize. On average, the lakes are empty 1 year in every 10. High evaporation rates and rainfall less than 300 mils per year means that in most years there is no runoff from the surrounding parched hillsides. Return again and you might be lucky to see the lakes at their best. Well, I think we have been pretty lucky to see the lakes at their best. I don't think it'll get much better than this. Yeah, I was just chatting with the guy people that just left. I was just chatting with a couple from Western Victoria. I've actually met a few people from Victoria. A lot of them seem to have wandered up here to take advantage of the warm weather. I mean, you wouldn't want to be in this region any other time of year. It would be way too hot. And yeah, just one final thing, a few safety things, for a few points for your safety and things to really keep in mind for this, for being in this region and going on a hike. It says here, walk only during cooler parts of the day, even in winter. Well, I kind of broke that rule. It's 25 today, definitely warm out in the sun. I'm pretty experienced hiker, reasonable fitness, all that, have enough water and all that with me. But I mean, if you're not experienced, I would definitely heed this part, walk during cooler parts of the day, especially other times of the year, non-winter months. Daytime temperatures in summer can exceed 45 degrees, shade is limited. So yeah, in summer this would be an absolute just impossible. Like, it would be downright dangerous. Like, you do not want to do this in summer. Wear a hat, yep, got that. Protective clothing and sunscreen to prevent sunburn. Sturdy shoes, carry drinking water. Keep to the track, landmarks are few and far apart. Be aware of time, don't get caught out. The average person walks 4 kilometers in 1 hour. I was walking out there for like almost 3 hours. I mean, I did stop, of course, take in the sights, see the birds. So yeah, we did about definitely 10, maybe 11 kilometers. And yeah, just about 3 hours. So yeah. That's it, man. I'm absolutely shattered. I'm going to end the video now. No more filming for today. It's been a jam-packed day from Charlotte's Plains, Cunnamulla Hot Springs, and being out here heading towards Thargomindah and Lake Bindagolly National Park. Absolutely spectacular. This is completely unplanned. By far the best decision that I've made on this trip so far. So I'm going to jump back in the car, head to Thargomindah, find out where I'm actually going to be staying the night. I have no clue. Yeah, we're in the proper deserts. We're in a proper desert now. Yeah, Outback region, far west Queensland. Man, what a great experience. Pretty sure exactly a year ago now, I would be on my road trip down south to the Snowy Mountains, Alpine region. So yeah, man, it's just funny to think a year ago I was in the Alpine region, Snowy Mountains, hiking through there, going on a short walk, really just exploring the region for the first time. Now I'm out in the Outback desert regions for the first time, and man, I must say I'm loving it. I absolutely love all of it. This is giving me such a greater sense of appreciation for this country, a deeper connection with this land itself, and man, I love it. 100% recommend it. Come out here, check the place out. Hopefully I'll see you tomorrow in Thargomindah, which is definitely the furthest west we're going to go on this trip. Onwards and upwards.